There's a cross that's got to be 10 feet tall up there. Probably said one of the first honest prayers I said in a long time. Never had a spiritual experience like that before. Immediately wanted to share it with Jeff Burritt and ask him what was going on. And he said, "The Lord's got a hold of you, Steve. Hang on, it's going to be fun." Experience at the mission's been wonderful ever since then.
For me, a normal day at the mission was very busy, more often than not chaotic, confusing. My day started at 4:30 or 5 in the morning. I went nonstop throughout the day, doing my part to help run a rescue mission and getting the most I could out of the RGM New Life program for men by attending classes, doing my homework, spending time with my mentor, my life coach, my sponsor, and attending outside 12-step meetings. I have a very introverted temperament that likes things to be organized and planned, and that I would say is 100% incompatible with life in the mission, where there's no quiet time, no private time, and you need to learn to go with the flow or you're not going to make it.
Well, we start off our day with the morning devotion. From there, we'll go in and have a nice meal. We'll serve our guests and begin our jobs. We have a job to do every day, and we continue on with that. After that, we go to class.
Community living, it's really hard. There's about 40 plus people that live there, so it's really hard to find time alone and a place alone at the RGM.
Personally, in the beginning for myself was just came from a place where just felt like maybe I needed a little rest to begin with. I was afraid if I did try to take on too much right away that I might burn out too quickly. There's almost a whole year ahead of you in recovery, and one step at a time.
So the way that the Mount Gilead retreat came about was we had to tent our building on 6th Street. And we had to do something with the residents and the guests that we had. So we were able to find a location for our guests, and we wanted to bless the program members, the men. And so we sent them out to Mount Gilead, and we kind of got the works.
My thoughts of hearing about the retreat, I was very excited. I was anxious to go and get away from the mission for a little while. And who doesn't want to go camping out in the woods in God's creation?
What I expected something coming out to Gilead was like maybe when you got out of the 6th grade and you got to go to that camping trip before you went on to junior high school. The first day for me here was just checking out the whole area and the redwoods, getting to be out in the redwoods again and smell the redwoods and walk around them and just look straight up and see, it was great.
A day at the mission is very interesting, chaotic at times.
A day at the mission is busy.
A day at the mission was intense, oftentimes chaotic, oftentimes confusing.
And a day out here is calm.
A day at Mount Gilead or a retreat is relaxing, spiritually fulfilling.
A day at Mount Gilead was restful, a time for rest, a time for reflection, a time for renewal, a time to fellowship with our brothers, and a time to allow Christ in to change our hearts and change our lives.
We tried to put together as much programming as possible, utilizing some of the volunteers that exist and some of the staff members, bringing in staff members. They had access to all the little perks out at Mount Gilead that come along with regular retreats. It was a great time for them.
For me, it was a time of rest, of reflection, of restoration, of renewal.
It was a very, very spiritual experience. It was something that anybody should get a chance and privilege to do, especially when they're in a program. It was really a peaceful environment, one where you could get some rest and quiet time and get to know each other.
If I'm correct, there's 40 guys in the program at one time when the house is full. To get to come up here and get to know 39 other guys and go back to the mission as 39 friends. It turned out that it couldn't have been any better because everyone did get to know each other, and I think it brought the house together as a whole.
This was an enemy-free zone, in my opinion, for the time we were here. And it had very long-lasting effects, and it brings us together as a brotherhood.
The retreat enabled us all to get to know each other in a deeper level and just to reveal ourselves to each other in a more personal way. We were able to put our shields down, and that continued on after we got to the mission because we had that different and new relationship together here. We saw some good things about each other, and we were able to just continue that when we got back.
We all pretty much knew each other and made the walk around the house a little easier.
In hindsight, I believe that because of the environment out here, because of God's beauty and the slower pace of life and the brotherhood that it brought out in us, I was able to hear some things and receive some things and embrace some things that I might not otherwise have been able to do, or it might have taken me a whole lot longer to do it. So it's pretty overwhelming, and to have some time to just kind of decompress, renew, gain some perspective.
I was able to just think about and be grateful to those people that had donated and made it possible for us to be here for this time.
We had several men graduate every Friday for about a 5-month period of time. That's one of those moments where God is really trying to tell us something. And so I got together with the staff, I got together with the program manager, got together with Jeff Gilman, and we all were trying to decide what is it that created this nucleus of men to stick together for so long through the program. It was unheard of. And so we started kind of doing our homework and trying to find out what it was, and we traced it back to the retreat.
Just very, very thankful for getting to come to this place and getting to know the true Father and someone to want to spend the rest of my life with when that day comes.